Sige, so another problem sa ating power and industrial plant engineering na professor. So how much work is necessary to compress air in an insulated cylinder from zero point 0.2 cubic meter to zero point 0.1 cubic meter? So use T1 equals 20 degrees Celsius and P1 equals 100 kilopascal. So naghanap ng work and we can saw dun sa problem na meron siyang keyword. That is yung insulated cylinder. Pag sinabing insulated, kadalasan, we assume na yung ating system ay constant entropy. What we call the isentropic process. So, naghahanap ng work for an isentropic process in an insulated cylinder. So, cylinder, kadalasan, lalo na pag insulated, is a type of a closed system. Pag naghahanap ng work sa isang closed system, we are solving yung kanyang non-flow work. And ang non-flow work is equivalent sa integral ng PdV from V1 to V2. So, although pwede nyo gamitin yung direct sum na formula, yung P2 V2 minus P1 V1 of 1 minus K, pwede nyo gamitin yan, walang problem. Ang maganda dito sa problem na gamitin ay itong integration. The reason is, kapag nakuha na natin yung threshold, diba, from our ideal gas law, then we can actually solve simply sa calculator yung work non-flow natin. So, meaning para siyang Caltech, di ba? So, kapag work non-flow, tapos binigyan tayo ng volume na dalawa, tsaka isang threshold, we can actually solve this problem in a much more simpler way. So, pwede nga yung formula, pero dito ang gagawin natin yung Caltech. So, ang isentropic process, ang kanyang equation is yung PB raised to K equals C, di ba? Ngayon, kunin natin yung pressure dito. Ibig sabihin, i-isolate yung pressure. So, magiging C over V raised to K, di ba? Pag naging ganyan, ipapalit lang natin dito sa pressure yung C over V raised to K. Magiging ganito. Ngayon, yung C, sara na yung C. So, C is actually PV raised to K. Since sa problem, given ka ng initial pressure, or rather initial volume, tsaka initial pressure, then you can use that to solve yung C natin, which is galingan yan dito. So what I mean by that is itong C, pwede mong palitan ng pressure, V1. Pero kung 0.1 yung ginamit mo dito, dapat sa volume 0.1 din. Kaya V1 raised to K. Over yung V raised to K natin, V1 to V2 dV, di ba? So, sa problem, given ka ng V1 tsaka V2, yung ating E1 is also given, that's 100. V1 is also given, that it's 0.2. So, we simply substitute lahat ng nasa problem natin na given. From that, yun lang yung calculator, you can simply integrate yung ating work non-flow. So, that will be 100 kilopascal. By the way, yung kilopascal times cubic meter is basically kilojoule. So, ibig sabihin, yung makukuha natin, our final answer is also kilojoule. And so, whether you use formula or you use this type of integration, you can actually solve the problem. Sige, so anyway, pag pinindot nyo na equals, antayin nyo lang yung calculator, makukuha natin yung answer ng flow. And by the way, since this is compressed, we expect na yung answer, makakuha tayo ng negative value kasi compressed. So yan, so makukuha natin that is negative 115.7 or that's approximately negative 116. So from the choices, actually, yun din naman na-compute ng calculator, yun yung letter din natin. And so another problem regarding our refresher. So, basahin ko lang. A heat engine is operated between temperature limits of 1370 degrees Celsius and 260 degrees Celsius. So, engine is supplied with 14,142 kilojoule per kilowatt hour. So, find the current cycle efficiency in percent. So, sa lahat ng mga problem sa power industrial plant, pag current cycle efficiency ang hinahanap at given tayo ng temperature, maganda, maalala din natin yung formula kasi Pag may temperature ka, mabilis lang yan para masolve mo agad yung efficiency ni Carnot. So basically, a Carnot cycle efficiency given tayo ng temperature is simply 1 minus TL/H. From the problem, given tayo ng temperature na low tsaka high. So syempre yung low yun yung mababa, yung high yun yung mataas. But take note, in using this formula, we need to have yung absolute temperature. So meaning, yung T-low should be yung mababa, naka-absolute, so plus 273. Same way yung sa T-high na 1370. Gagawing absolute, so plus 273. So magiging ganyan yung equation natin. From this, we will solve yung ating efficiency ni Carnot. Okay? So our point here is, kapag nakuha nyo na efficiency ng Carnot lang hinahanap, una nyong tignan sa given ay yung kanyang temperature. Kung given ang temperature na dalawa, the most likely, yung pag-solve ng Carnot cycle efficiency ay 1 minus TL/H lang. So yung temperature na Kelvin will cancel out and we are left with non-dimensionalized units. So para maging decimal, press nyo lang tong FD, fraction to decimal. So that is basically equivalent 0.6756 or rather 67.56%. So yun yung letter C. Sige, so another problem, ating refresher. So a closed vessel contains air at a pressure of 160 kN per square meter gauge and temperature of 30 degrees Celsius. The air is heated at constant volume to 60 degrees Celsius with atmospheric pressure of 756 or rather 759 mm of mercury. Find the final gauge pressure. So naghanap lang ng gauge pressure. So tandaan, sa mga ideal gas, we need to determine what kind of system yung meron tayo. Ibig sabihin, anong itsura ng ating system. So dun sa problem, may kita kayong keyword or key term na closed vessel. Pag sinabing closed vessel, that means constant yung volume. So ngayon, kung constant yung volume, titignan mo yung mga given. So saan meron tayong pressure at dalawang temperature. Tapos naghanap ng isang pressure. So kung ganun yung given, edi ang kailangan mo lang gawin dyan, yung gamitin, yung combined gas law. Diba? It's constant yung volume, meron kang volume. Yung pressure mo ay given, yung isa hinahanap. Tapos yung isa, dalawang temperature, so pares. So ang gagamitin mo dyan, combined gas law. So we know that combined gas law is P1V1 over T1, then that is equivalent to P2V2 over T2. Pero since constant nga yung volume, then we can cancel out itong P1 and P2. So what we would end up with is yung Charles law nga. So ganito yan, kapag gusto nyo kunin yung ating mga formula sa ideal gas, para hindi na kayo masyado mag-isip, use combined gas law. Diba kapag may pressure, volume, temperature, kung ano man yung constant doon, just cancel it out. Diba? Para hindi nyo naisipin kung si Boyle's law ba yun, si Charles law ba yun, si Gay-Lussac ba yun, or kung lahat ay gagamitin. Diba? In any case, so constant nga yung volume, so pressure na dalawa yung kailangan mo. But always take note na absolute lagi dapat lahat na nandito. And from the problem, yung pressure naka-gauge. Similarly, yung temperature naka-Celsius. So kailangan gawin siyang Kelvin. So ang gagawin lang, yung pressure 1, that is 160, naka-gauge, so para maging absolute, plus mo lang sa atmospheric. The challenge here is naka-millimeters of mercury tayo. Ang gagawin, i-convert. So multiply by 101.325 divided by 760. So this will cancel out yung millimeters of mercury. And what we would end up with is kilopascal. Similarly, ganun din sa kabila. So sir, ba't nag-add tayo? So the reason for having additional atmospheric pressure here is para pag sinip-solve nyo, isang pindutan lang, makukuha nyo na yung P2 na hinahanap. Isang pressure 2, yung final pressure na hinahanap, naka-gauge. So para maging gauge din yung lalabas na unit, then you need to add to atmospheric pressure. But take note, kung ayaw nyo naman gawin yung ganyang technique, you can have the final answer and just simply subtract it na lang doon sa absolute pressure na nakuha sa final answer. Diba kung ayaw nyo gamitan ng plus ng atmospheric. Okay, so in any case, yung P1 is 160 gauge plus 759 yung atmospheric. So convert, an ATM is 101.25 kilopascal divided by 760 millimeters of mercury. All over, yung T1 that is 30, gawin lang absolute, so plus 273. It's equivalent dun sa T2, yan yung hinahanap. Para maging absolute nga, so plus 759. As conversion, that is 101.325 lower 760 millimeters of mercury. Then divided by yung T2, that is 60, diba? Yun ay gagawing absolute, so plus 273. So, kailangan lang dyan, i-substitute lang natin. Bali, meron tayo dito is 160. Once na makita nyo pala na ganito, you need also to check the units. Diba? So, yung units naman, consistent. Na-cancel out yung millimeters of mercury, na-cancel out din dyan yung Kelvin. Mapapansin nyo sa temperature, dalawang Kelvin. So, ang matitira sa inyo nga ay kilopascal gauge. So, kadalasan, ay highly advised na pag pinindot kayo sa calculator, since medyo mabagal mag-solve si Canon, gawa ng si Canon prioritize ni accuracy instead of speed. What I really advise is to equate na lahat ng pwedeng ma-equate, then just simply shift solve na lang sa calculator, diba? So, para isang pindutan lang. At least isa lang yung antayin nyo. Ay, madami kasi kayong shift solve sa isang problem. Medyo naging mahaba yung problem. Kasi makuha natin is 185.86, and that is basically yung ating answer. That is yung letter B natin.